Hey friends, Kim from Stamping Imperfection. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am playing with some digital stamps from Kinda Cute by Patricia, and I just wanted to show you how I usually do it. I opened a Word document and inserted my favorite cactus image from her new Cactus digital stamp set, and I picked one sentiment from her Encouragement Essentials sentiment stamp set and just inserted them as from my picture files on my computer. So I just basically open the Word document, do insert picture from my device, and then I resized them and lined them up. I just did copy and paste a few times, and I created my own background paper there on the left-hand side. Then I resized some of the images so they were a little bit larger, and I could have them as focal images on my card. So I'm going to have a black and white background with those little cactus images there, and then I'm going to color in the larger cactus images, and I'll cut those out with my brother's Scan and Cut, and I'll trim down the sentiment strips just like I would ordinarily if I actually stamped them instead of printing them out on my computer. But I love being able to use the digital stamps. First of all, I can purchase them today, use them today, and send my cards out right away if I want to. So I really enjoy them. I love that I can flip them over, that I can change the size, that this is all one image that I've used in two different ways here. And I love that I can, manipulate the image. You can layer them, all kinds of good stuff. So to color this in, I chose two violet colors. This is V12, and I just put that a little bit along the left-hand side and along the top of each one of the buds on the cactus there. And now I'm adding G19, so I just picked out a nice blending combination here. This is G16 that I'm putting on now, and my favorite, of course, G13, because I do love a good yellow-green. And so I'm just adding that. I'm layering it over the previous color so that they start to blend. I pulled out the darker lavender. This is V15, and I'm just putting a thin line of that down the side, and I'm filling in whatever doesn't have color with G12, and then these will have time to blend as they dry, and I really like the way that looks. So there's a little flower that I want to make bright pink, so I used RV17 and RV14. The RV17, the darker, went toward the cactus, the brighter went toward the outside of the flower. I'm using Y19 and Y13 on the polka dots on the planter pot here, and then I'm pulling out some blues. I pull out the B99, 97, 95, 93, and 91, and ordinarily I would not use this many colors in a combination. I just wasn't sure which one I wanted to eliminate, and then I didn't bother eliminating them. I just used them all. I just put a little bit of all of them in there and just used the darker on the right hand side and lighter on the left hand side, because that's how I did the cactus. So I want it to make sense for someone looking at it, and I just enjoyed coloring it. So this was a nice, quick, and easy little image to color. It's amazing, and I could have colored in all those images behind on what's going to be my patterned paper here, but I really like a black and white patterned paper behind a nice colorful image. I just think it's a bit more subtle, and I think it's fun that the digital images allow me to use the same image for my patterned paper as my focal image. So I've got that all colored, so I'm going to go ahead and start cutting things apart here. And I always put a second piece under my paper while I'm coloring, because somebody told me that would help stop bleeding of my alcohol inks around the edge of the image, and it actually works really well. So thank you to the person who gave me that tip, because that was really useful. So I just got this new trimmer a couple days ago. This is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer. It's my favorite trimmer. I have been using a Fiskars one, and I cannot cut a single thing straight lately. So I think my trimmer, I think the where the blade goes just kind of stretched out, and I just, it's not like you can just replace that part, I don't think. So I just ordered a Stampin' Up! One because I love them, and they score. They cut and score because you have a scoring blade on here, and I really like it. I also like that I use my trimmer like a left-handed person, and when I flip it over, they have the numbers on the top and the bottom of this trimmer, and the numbers are not upside down when I flip it over, which is very nice. So I appreciate that they take into account a left-handed person might actually want to use their trimmer. So I have my card base cut at 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 5 1/2, and I want to put foam in the back, and I started to pull out my scrapbook adhesive foam, which I love, but I have this little bit of my 3M roll left that I want to use up. And I think I'm going to try, because I've absolutely fallen in love with that white scrapbook adhesive foam because it's very flexible. The 3M foam I love. I've been using it for years. And one roll lasts forever, no matter how much I use. But it's kind of stiff on the cards. And I love how flexible that scrapbook adhesive stuff is. So I actually want to see if I can find, I'm pretty sure it comes in wider widths than the one I have. So I want to see if I can get a wider width. Like 1 inch or 2 inches would be kind of nice, because then you could put 2 pieces of it down and be done with the back and have lots of foam on your back. So I'm inking the edges. I'm just dabbing the edges of my card front here in black ink, just because I don't want to cut a card mat to put behind there. And this is one great way, an inexpensive way actually, to give yourself a little color contrast between the edge of the card front and your card base, which is really nice. Do not touch, if you do this, do not touch those edges, because the ink seems to stay wetter on those edges for a longer period of time. And I always make sure once I put it down that I wipe off my hands so I don't get smudges all over my card as I continue to work on it. So for the sentiment, I pulled out a piece of this lime green scrap of cardstock that I have, and I did put a little bit of that behind my image or behind my sentiment, and that is cut at 3/4 inch wide. My sentiment is 1/2 inch wide. They're both 3 3/4 inches long, and I just glued that down with liquid glue because I popped up my cactus on some foam. So I'm deciding what color crown jewel gem I want to use, and I pick a bright pink color. I believe this is the neon rah-rah skirt color. These are from Maker Forte, and I love that crown jewel gems and pearls are making a comeback, because Stampin' Up! Always had pearls and rhinestones, and I loved adding them to cards. I think they're such a pretty touch, and they give you sparkle. I feel like a little sparkle on a card is a wonderful thing. Here, this is giving me not so much sparkle as it is color, and I'm trying to place them so that it draws your eye across the page, and I'm going to add them with my glue. I love these glue tubes. This one's from Lawn Fawn. I also have an Avery L. I know that iCraft makes one. I think a bunch of places have them, and they're really easy to squeeze, so I really like it. I'm just dabbing up any excess glue that's smooshed out behind those crown jewel gems, and that completes that card. I will put a picture of my other card when I complete it at the end of this video, and it will, if I don't get it on the end of my video, it will be on my blog and my Instagram channel. My blog is stampingimperfection.com. My Instagram channel is stamping _imperfection. And I would love to have you follow me on Instagram and check out my blog. Now, I would also love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that bell to get notifications every time I upload a new video. And please give this video a thumbs up. Also, you can find Kinda Cute by Patricia. She's got an online store at kindacutebypatricia.com. She's also got a store on Etsy called Kinda Cute by Patricia. And she has a Facebook group called Kinda Cute by Patricia group on Facebook, and you can join us, and we have challenges that she picks winners from, and you get free digis, and you'll get lots of nice comments when you share a card that you made with one of Patricia's images. And if you participate in the challenges, you can get a free digi for the next challenge, which is really nice. So make sure you check that out. I'll put all the links to that below. And thank you so much for watching, friends. I hope you have a wonderful day.